So, how does Space Jam: A New Legacy compare to the masterpiece of the original? Let's talk about it. So, right off the bat, let me just say I love Space Jam, the original Space Jam. I think it's great. It is probably in my top 30 favorite movies of all time. It's definitely a guilty pleasure of mine because I love the Looney Tunes. I like basketball. It was just a fun movie, and I've seen it multiple times. So I was going into this, pretty excited. Um, I had some problems with it. I wanted to love this movie. Unfortunately, I didn't love it. But before we get into my full review, please do hit the subscribe button. It's really easy and it helps my channel out. Also, follow me on Twitter for polls, exclusive reviews, and all that other stuff. Follow me at ReviewsCM. So, yeah, there are all the announcements. Now, let's get into the review. So, this movie is, it stars with LeBron James, Don Cheadle, Eric Bowser, and Zendaya. Now, some of the things I thought I wasn't going to like going into this movie, I actually enjoyed. I didn't think I was going to like Zendaya as Lola because in the trailers it was really jarring. But she actually doesn't speak that much, or when she does, there's a lot going on in the background. So it's not like it's really jarring. So I didn't mind Zendaya as Lola Bunny. However, there are some other problems, but let me talk about the positives first. I love seeing the Looney Tunes back. I mean, the Looney Tunes are great. I absolutely love them. The original cartoons are probably some of my favorite cartoons of all time. So it's fun seeing them back. It's fun. It's fun seeing Don Cheadle in this kind of a role. He does it really well. And for the 50 or so, 60 minutes, I think were amazing. I love the first 60 minutes. They were awesome. We get to see Bugs Bunny and LeBron James recruiting the different Looney Tunes while going to like the Mad Max world or different Warner Brothers owned worlds. And that's another thing I enjoyed about this movie is all of the I wouldn't say product placement, but all of the characters or properties that Warner Brothers owned. There's also a funny joke at the beginning with TNT. That was actually surprisingly funny. Now, let's get into some of my problems with the movie. One of them is product placement. Now, I know I just said I like seeing cameos and going into the worlds, but there was a little too much of it. It was like this is made by the Warner Brothers execs trying to say, hey, remember, we own this. And I think people keep blaming Disney for doing this with The Simpsons, with their Disney Plus shorts. I don't think that, I would say Warner Brothers does it way worse. I think Warner Brothers is saying, hey, look, we own all these great cartoon characters. We own Superman, King Kong, and all that stuff, which is fine, but it kind of takes you out of the movie a little bit. And to call this a sequel to Space Jam, I wouldn't. But, so another problem with this movie is LeBron James acting. I think he does a decent job, but I do think the acting overall in here is a little jarring. It's not. Now, granted, in the first Space Jam, the acting wasn't that good either, but, I'm just really nitpicking now. But my biggest problem with this movie is the final act, which is really like an hour long. It was the whole basketball scene was way too long in my opinion. It was kind of shorter and sweeter in the original Space Jam, and here they kind of dragged it out, and it didn't feel like basketball. It felt like you're playing a video game. This is not a sports movie. I know you get that from the trailers. I mean, you don't really get it from the trailers, but that was the whole basketball scene. There was just too much going on. I didn't like there was just way too much going on. It really took me out of the movie. Then there's a rap scene in the middle of the basketball game. I don't know. The basketball scene was probably my least favorite scene by far because I just think it was a bad scene. I didn't like the basketball climax. Some people might, and it's okay if you like it. That's cool. But the first half to me is great. The second half is not, and I think it kind of levels it out. So what is my rating? I'm going to give Space Jam: A New Legacy a B, and I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Or, you know what, I'll give it an 8 out of 10 and be generous. So all the criticizing I did, the first half really kind of saves it, but, it does have its problems, but compared to the original, I don't think it's as good. But, I had fun with it in parts. It was definitely enjoyable, but, there's just a lot of problems in this movie. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Tell me your thoughts on Space Jam: A New Legacy. Did you see it in the theater or on HBO Max? I saw it on HBO Max. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to hit the subscribe button, and may the force be with you.